Alrighty, we are in business. Here we go. Welcome back to another live. Let me just adjust this right here. I got a little stand. Let me tighten this up. Hang tight, guys. How's everyone doing? Monday Night Live. We are in business. You know what, JD? I ain't messing with you no more. Came on to tell you a great story, and JD Delay wants to talk crap to me. Oh well. All right, here we go. Now we're in business. We're in action. I'm set up. I don't have to hold the freaking thing this time in my hand like I've been doing for the last couple weeks. But we have an exciting story for you guys today. Very exciting. Make sure you get your Locked In merch. IanBick.com. Check that out. And use code Locked In for 20% off. I'm gonna give you guys look at chilling in the office right now, working on some projects. Got the Lakers. I was at the Lakers game with Chevy Chase the other day. I was in LA, filmed some great episodes. This is like, you see Chevy up there. There's Mike Tyson, my picture with Mike Tyson over there. And yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, so crazy story. Appreciate you guys in the comments right now. Supporting the pod means a lot. And we're going to do a story time of the prison guard that tried to assault me in prison. And then we'll do some listener questions and whatnot. So title of this video is MCLOVIN Gets Attacked by a Prison Guard. As you can see, I kind of look like MCLOVIN. And what ends up happening is I get sent to the Oxford prison camp in Oxford, Wisconsin. And it's a camp with about 120 inmates, 130 inmates, give or take. There's guys there for fraud, guys there for low-level drug offenses. Sorry, I can't speak tonight. JD's in the group, so I'm a little nervous. You know, a professional YouTube live streamer's in the chat, so I got to be careful. Anyways, I'm at this camp, and I'm easily the youngest individual there. I'm 23, 22 years old at the time, and I'm the youngest inmate at this camp. And I have the baby face, so I look even younger. I gotta be, you know, in other inmates' eyes, I probably look 16, 17, 18 years old. And what ends up happening, JD, shout out to you, man. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you. So one day I am in the chow hall, and every quarter kind of like the guards rotate, and it was a new quarter. And this is like I did about a year at this camp, and I was there. This is about 6 months in to my stay at the camp. And the guards rotated, and there is this skinny pencil-shaped dildo-looking prison guard with his pants pulled all the way up, kind of like to up here. Very uptight, kind of rude and an asshole to everyone. Kind of smelled bad, not gonna lie. And his arms were always crossed like this, and he always had like a jug of water with him. And he was like a super cop. You know, when you're in prison, there's always these super cops. He was one of them. And he eyed everyone down like a hawk. He was making sure the inmates working the line weren't given any extra portions. He was making sure no one was stealing anything. He was always patting down the cooks and patting down the inmates that were just going there to eat. He'd stand by the soda machine to make sure no one would smuggle out any milk or soda, because we would take like a bag, smuggle out milk so we can like make ice cream and whatnot. Ultimate super cop, never friendly. Well, never friendly to anyone except for me, that is. So the first day I'm in line, and you know, he was always kind of staring at me, right? So this is how it starts. So this guy would stand at the edge, and I would always get my food, and I'm comfortable. I'm pretty much running this joint. Now, it's a camp, so before you guys come at me in the comments to say he wasn't running anything, I was running the camp, okay? I was handling business. I was the bag runner. I had a couple businesses going. I was gambling. I had a blackjack table, all this stuff. It was MCLOVIN, you know? MCLOVIN's got to run shit. So anyways, this first time he lays eyes on me, and you know, when you look about it now, when you reflect back on it, and when you hear the end of the story, it was love at first sight for this guy. And he starts having conversation with me. He's like, "Hey, Bick, you know, come over here." And we're at a camp, so I'm not afraid to like talk to the guards alone. Normally, if you're at a low security prison or a medium or something, you always gotta have a buddy with you. So he calls me over, and you know, he just says hello. He's talking to me, this and that. This goes on for a couple months. And one of my bunkmates and roommates points out to me one day, he's like, "Hey, you know, you could probably get away with shit here because he seems to kind of, you know, pay attention to you and like you. Nothing sexual or anything, just like in a nice way." And so, you know, I start doing stuff at first. I'm getting an extra tray. I'm like, "Hey, man, can you get me an extra tray? Can I get seconds? Can I get extra food?" And he'd help me out with that. No problem. I was like, okay, dude's a cool CEO, you know? About time I got lucky. I had done 6 months in solitary already. I had a string of bad luck. Dudes tried to extort me. All this crazy shit. Like, give me a break, you know? So, eventually, my bunkmate gets me a job in the kitchen. This is like a couple months later. He gets me a job at the kitchen, working in the bakery. Now, this guy used to work the night shift, so I never would run into him. But now he starts working the morning shift, and I was like, okay, maybe this works out for the better. He's working the morning shift now. I could get stuff, and it started out with, you know, he would never search me. He wouldn't pat me down. And when he did pat me down, because he was patting down the other inmates and he had to make it, you know, look good, I would have like eggs on me or the big brick of Philadelphia cream cheese, and he would let it slide. He would just turn his head the other way. I would get him to unlock the cooler that was always locked with the meats and extra eggs and where they kept the cream cheese. And what he would do is he would just unlock it and kind of walk the other way, you know? And I'm just thinking, this is a cool guard. Like, this is a cool CO looking out for me. Like, it's food that the federal government's paying for. Who cares? Like, give me a break, you know? I'm thinking everything's all right. And, you know, this goes on for a couple more weeks. And, you know, he's hooking me up with stuff. I'm getting the extra stuff. Everyone at the camp knows that MCLOVIN is the guy to get ingredients from. Like, I'm getting the vegetables, this and that, because he's not on me at all. You know, it was fine. There was a couple other COs that were literally on everyone's ass, total dick wipes, that whenever they worked, you couldn't get anything out. So when the way it worked was, like, normally the night guys would have a good cop, and you know, then the morning guys would have a bad cop, so they had to switch off. But this time it was reverse. So that happens. I'm hustling the cheesecakes. I'm selling them $2 a slice. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You know, everything's good. Well, this is when it gets soggy, my friends. This is when old MCLOVIN over here is in for a very upsetting moment. So what happens is, one morning, and I was on the morning shift, so you'd get woken up at like 3 a.m. out of your bunk. They'd give you they'd tap your bed to come in. And so one morning, my bed gets tapped, and I go into the chow hall, and I'm thinking my bunkmate, who also worked with me, was just running late, that he wasn't required to come, or he normally ran late. So when he wasn't there, I wasn't thinking anything of it. I thought everything was fine. So I'm like, I grabbed the muffin mix. It was that morning I had to make the muffins. We would make fresh muffins. We would have like this bin of muffin mix, and I would scoop it into the muffin trays to bake them off. And I'm like, oh, hey, where's my bunkmate? Cash was his name. I was like, where's Cash? And he's like, Alvarado, because that was his last name. You know how the guards refer to inmates as their last name. He's like, I was like, where's my bunkmate? Where's Cash? He's like, oh, he didn't need to come in today. It's like, okay. Whatever, you know, I needed someone to help me smuggle stuff, but I guess not. I'll just be the one to smuggle stuff. And so that's going on. I'm scooping the muffins. Everything is good. And it was a normal morning, you know. The birds were chirping outside. Everything was fine. It's probably like 6 or 7 a.m. now. I'm thinking about, you know, what's going to be for lunch, what I need to smuggle, this and that. And then all of a sudden, this is when things get dicey. I'm sitting there scooping this muffin mix. Man, I feel like I'm on a talk show right now, giving you guys the 411. Oh, here we go. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let's rock and roll. Scooping this muffin mix, and I feel something touch my elbow right here. Like a little rub, you know? And I have when you go to work, you have to have your khakis on, your greens. It was khaki greens. You can't just wear sweatpants or anything. So my elbow's exposed. And I have tattoos, like I'm covered in tattoos. I had tattoos and whatnot. Just to give you guys an idea what I look like, and I have my glasses. I look like this, you know? Maybe my hair was a little longer. And I feel this touch on my elbow. And just like a little rub. So I'm like, I look to my right, and you know, he pulls his hand back, and I'm like, okay, you know, this was an accident. He brushed up against me. No big deal. I go back to scooping the muffin mix. Well, it happens again. It happens again. And I'm like, did that just happen? I go back to scooping the muffin mix. This man is massaging my elbow. Massaging it. Literally massaging it like this, like just like this. Very weird. And I look to my right, and I look back. I didn't get that. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, how have you ever what do you do in this situation? This grown man is massaging McLovin's ashy fucking elbows. Does anyone ever prepare you for this in your life, you know? Like, I don't know what to do. And the problem is, here's the situation I'm faced with. I'm in this prison kitchen. There's no cameras in this kitchen whatsoever. There's barely even any cameras in the camp. So I'm in this prison kitchen, and I couldn't do anything. And if I hit him, right, in that moment, it's my word against his. He could say I assaulted him, and they're always going to believe the guard. Always. They're never going to believe the inmate in a situation like this. And I had just got out of the SHU. I had just got out like 6 months earlier. I was in the SHU for nearly 6 months. That's another crazy story I'm going to tell you guys about on another live. We go live every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, to tell these stories. And you can follow me on my Instagram, Ian_Vic, to stay updated. So anyways, I go back to scooping the muffin mix. I'm not making a move. I'm like, all right, first time accident, second time, maybe another accident, third time, this guy's rubbing the elbows. You know, and then it goes from rubbing the elbows to rubbing the thigh a little bit. And eventually that hand goes on my butt cheek. The right butt cheek. This man is trying to get McLovin's buns. And I'm like, holy shit, I did not sign up for this. So I did what any other grown man would do in that situation. I did absolutely nothing, and I sat there and I continued to scoop this muffin mix and just prayed that he would stop. And he eventually did, and it was very weird. And, you know, I packed my muffins up like it was nothing, and I left for the day, and I went back to my bunkmate immediately, and I told him what happened. And, you know, we talked it over. We're like, what do we do? Do we report it? The guards aren't really going to believe us. You know, there's no such thing as snitching against prison guards. You know, it's us versus them mentality in that situation. And they were like, well, maybe we can utilize him. Maybe he could bring stuff in for us. We can ask him, hey, can you get us cell phones? Can you get us this? He could continue to hook us up with the cream cheese, this and that. And for those of you guys just joining that weren't in the beginning of this live is about a prison guard who attacked me, a male prison guard. He was probably in his 30s. Late 20s. I was a 23-year-old, 22-year-old white kid that looked like McLovin, and he was pencil-shaped, smelled bad, skinny stick. Very skinny with his pants tucked all the way up. And so we decided to sit on it. We're like, okay, you know, he's hooking us up with the cream cheese. He didn't penetrate me or anything. Like, you know, nothing, everything could be fine. Maybe it was just a one-day thing. Maybe he showed up drunk. Maybe it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, you know? I don't know. So a couple weeks go by, and I'm trying to avoid him at all costs. He's still smiling like this at the chow hall while I'm getting my lunch. I'm still getting the perks. I'm still getting the cream cheese and everything like that. And one morning, I'm in the walk-in cooler. Do you guys know what a walk-in cooler is if anyone's worked in a kitchen? Yeah, guys, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, please. Hit those 3 dots, hit that like button. Listen to my man JD in the comments, man, because this story is heating up, man. We're getting even better right now. Hit that like button, drop a comment, follow me on Instagram, Ian_Bick. So here we go. This is where it gets good. So I'm in the cooler, the walk-in cooler. It's very narrow. This is a small walk-in cooler. Remember, I'm in federal prison, so they don't have all the money in the world. And I'm going to get a tray of frozen cookies so I can bake off these frozen cookies. And normally the walk-in cooler is locked, and the COs have to come and unlock it because that's where they keep all the good stuff and whatnot, and they don't want anyone stealing anything. So I'm in this cooler, go and I walk to the back of the cooler. This CO in question that we're talking about unlocks it. I'm thinking he's outside because normally when the CO unlocks a cooler, they keep that, they stay outside and just wait for you to come out. And if they're really cool, they leave it unlocked, forget about it, get on a call or something, or another inmate will distract them so we can smuggle stuff out. And then they just, or then they go to their office. It's always the best when you realize that cooler's unlocked and they're in their office on a call or anything, because then you're just running out with everything. So this guy does not do this. Pencil-shaped looking dude comes into the cooler with me while I'm getting this tray, and my back's towards him and I have this tray, and he was like right by the door, kind of like in the cooler, blocking the door a little bit. This man forced me to walk by him with my back against him holding this tray because there was no way to maneuver, and rub my butt against his groin area past this door. Would not let me out unless I did that. So that's what I had to sneak past him, and it's gross. It's a gross situation. It was disgusting. And I eventually got out, and I'm like, okay, I've had enough. I told my bunkmate what happened. We made the executive decision that we were going to report this situation. So what we did was we went to the head kitchen CO, and we came in and we told him everything. And the guy was like, yeah, he's had complaints against him before this and that. And I'm like, listen, I just don't want to go the shoe, because normally in these situations, they lock the inmate up, put him under investigation. The head SIS lieutenant, it's like the Prison Detective Bureau, came in. They came in and talked to me, and they started a whole investigation. Because there's a medium security prison next door, they sent him to the medium to work at, and I was allowed to stay at the camp, and they were conducting an investigation. I then also wrote a letter to my judge, the federal court judge that sentenced me, let him know exactly what happened, that, I was assaulted by this prison guard. It needs to be investigated, and he ordered the U.S. Attorney's Office to look into this. Let me tell you guys something. To this day, I have never heard of a follow-up conversation to me about what happened, what the results are of this investigation, if they even concluded the investigation, what happened to this guy. Nothing. They covered it up. They buried it. That's the U.S. federal prison system right there. See, if we did that to a prison guard, we would be in prison for years. But a prison guard could get away with doing that to us. That's what's fucked up about the system. So, a couple months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago, I got a DM on my Instagram. I check all my DMs, try to communicate with you guys as much as possible. If you ever have any comments, questions, feel free to DM me. And I get a DM because I had told this story on one of my podcast episodes, Locked In with Ian Bick, before. And he was like, hey, I used to work at the medium next door. Was it this prison guard? Was this the name? And I was like, yeah, how do you know? He's like, well, this guy has been known for doing stuff like this. He's a creepo. We don't know where he is now. He's not at this prison anymore. So that just affirmed to me that this guy was a slimy piece of garbage, and he has done this before. And I think what the screwed up part about this is that he didn't try this with any other inmate. He didn't try this with a grown-ass man that was like a former shot caller, or one of these biker dudes that was in there, or one of these meth dudes, or any of that, right? He tried it with the youngest looking inmate on that compound, me, MCLOVIN. That's what gets to me. Because that guy, if he was doing that to inmates in prison, imagine what he's doing to people that look like me that are actually young on the streets. So yeah, that's my story of the prison guard that came on to me. Let's jump into some Q&A right now. If you guys are just catching this episode, when this is over, make sure you watch it from the beginning. Yeah, let's do a Q&A. I just got back from LA. I went to a Lakers game with Chevy Chase. The photos of it are on my Instagram at Ian_Bick, wild time. And it was fun. And we filmed some great episodes. Peanut, yeah, I have Gianni from Power. He came on the show. Shout out to Gianni. He's the star of the Ghost episode and or the Ghost series, Power, and he was great. We got a good one. Yeah, we have a lot of really exciting things in the works. It's exciting. Ivan, I would probably make $50 to $100 a week hustling, selling commissary items and kitchen items like eggs. A vegetable like an onion and pepper would sell for $1 a piece, so that was good. And cheesecakes would sell for $2 a slice, $2 to $3, and those would be mackerel fish pouches that we would sell. Yeah, Chevy Chase is the man. You guys want to see what it gave me? Look at this. Show you guys this. From Chevy Chase, a signed Fletch jersey. So sick. And then I got my Lakers jersey right here from the game. And check this out. There we go. Me, Chevy Chase. That's Jesse Metcalf from, that's the guy from John Tucker Must Die. David, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. This is my little wall I got going on. It's me and the GOAT Tyson, me and Chevy. Yeah, dude, it's so hilarious because Chevy, when I'm with him, I'll be driving him around and he's just like, he's ripping me for going to prison. He's like, so what are you doing there? It's so funny. I actually did a podcast episode with Chevy Chase. I don't know if you guys watched it. Gypsy, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys watched my episode with Chevy Chase, but if you just look on my page, you could check it out. You guys want the studio tour? This is the studio where we record our podcasts. Shout out Danbury Trashers. AJ Galante right there. Give you guys a tour. Mean Girls over there. Steve Jobs. Kobe, rest in peace. 50. Sylvester Stallone. This is our little snack bar over here. What else we got? This is a locked in banner. This is where I record all my episodes. I'll show you guys this. This is that's where Chevy Chase sat right there. That's where I sit. We got a really cool mural getting installed back there next week. That's going to be really cool. My business partner made a mural for that. There's the YouTube plaque right there. 100,000 subscribers in less than a year. And then this, so we got the Trashers thing right here. Show you guys this right in here. This is where I film other people's podcasts. I rent the studio right in here. We got a whole nother podcast studio in here. Hey man, no hate. Like some people, everyone goes to a different prison, you know? Some people have to fight and, you know, in some prisons that wouldn't be tolerated, but you know, that's what makes my story unique and different, that I went through that and, you know, what are you going to do? This is the HBO documentary I was in. It's not on HBO now, unfortunately, but I always tell people if they DM me on Instagram, Ian_Bick, I can send them the private link for the HBO documentary. Hopefully, eventually, we got a new documentary made. That would be sick. But yeah, I got the private link for it. JD, we need a poster of you. When you get your little large booty over here, you know, when you guys get us, someone's FaceTime me. When you guys get over here, you know, we'd come back to the studio. We're going to get some photos up of me and you. Or maybe I'll print out a photo of me and you, an old one. It came up in my memories because that was a year ago now when you came. Oh, that's also, I got to show you guys this. We're doing like a little guest wall of thumbnails. I got to turn on this light. Hang on. So like I take Polaroids of every guest that comes now since we moved into the new studio. Pretty cool, right? So this is like the wall of fame we got going on. Oh, exciting episode tomorrow. So guys, check this out. So as you guys know, we're at 3 episodes a week. Tomorrow night's episode, and I post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. But tomorrow night's episode, I got a former prison guard from Rikers who worked in solitary for 22 years. This guy is an OG legend. That episode drops tomorrow. And it's incredible. Yeah, when I got these little studio rooms or whatever, there used to be windows and it was very echoey. We draped all the rooms up. We put up soundproofing. It's really nice. It's really cool. Our old studio was it was very echoey. JD could tell you about that. And it was a big open room. Now it's just me and the guests locked in. I got a little book collection. A lot of guests that have books send me their books and whatever. I'm reading Jay Shetty's 8 Rules of Love book. I love Jay Shetty. But yeah, this interview to drop tomorrow is going to be absolutely insane. Make sure you guys also check out the last interviews that we've dropped are fire. 15 to Life for Murder, Gang Banger, Shot Caller, everything like that. Gang, I'd love to. I think Joe's a little hard to reach out to, you know. No one checks her emails. Yeah, JD will tell you. JD's one of the biggest creators and he doesn't check his email. I'm grateful I have his phone number. And if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't even be connected with JD. We met through TikTok. But yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, you know, we'll do some chatting right now. Connect with everyone. I love doing these lives. Every Monday, 7 p.m. I know we were a little late last week. But we will be on track with it every Monday, 7 p.m. unless like I'm traveling or something. And it's good to like connect with you guys. I'm happy JD's in the chat right now talking crap. Yeah, I would love to do some Canadian episodes. Even people overseas, everything like that. Let me go over here. Yeah, people overseas would be great. Get a different experience. What do we got? This is the Instagram. Make sure you guys follow me, Ian_Bick. I'll show you guys some photos. So that's me with Gianni from Power when he came on the show. This was me and Chevy at the Lakers game. And I got to meet Jay Shetty, but I look high as a kite here. I was not high. Killer Kush, what's good, man? Zach, I'll definitely check that out. Mikey, I pay $1,000 a month in restitution. You know, we're grinding, man. It's more than most people. Oh, there's Chevy chasing LeBron. Look how cool that is. Chevy went up to him during the timeout. And then that's us all in the room and stuff. Yeah, those two are very high energy. Michael Blade, what's up, man? How you doing? What else we got? I got to check out Lorena Bobbitt. Gary Hayward. Yeah, Gary Hayward was actually in the studio when he recorded his episode with Johnny Mitchell, which was pretty cool. Yeah, the Gianni episode will be out in a couple weeks. What else? Yeah, $1,000 a month is fucking wild. Dude, that's like that's like a mortgage right there. And you got all these like people that owe hundreds of, look at the Wolf of Wall Street. That dude owes $100 million. And he's not paying that. So it's funny when people talk shit about me, especially in like Connecticut and Danbury, where they, you know, like they think I'm like the scammers and this and that. I'm just trying to do the right thing. I name one other person that's in my situation that's paying $1,000 a month. I'd love to see it. I would bet money no one is. Yeah, the wife on the outside, Natasha, great episode. I love all the different perspectives we have. We got some cool private investigator episodes coming on. Gianni, like, the actor, he's coming on. That's going to be a good episode. We have some, we have some interesting stuff in the pipeline. I'm always open to your ideas. Randall, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm always open to some ideas. You know who I'd like to do? I want to do Sammy the Bull. I know he's on like this little podcast tour right now. That would be kind of cool to have Sammy the Bull on. Oh man. I'm on YouTube on my laptop right now, and I see all these episodes of him popping up. And let me know who else you guys think. Yeah, Gary Hayward, we got to have him on the show. Definitely. Michael Franzese, he's another one. You guys know Dominic Lombarzi, who he's in Tulsa King and he's in Power. We're working on getting him on the show. I think that would be good. Give kind of like a different perspective. And he actually plays a mobster, which will be cool. My daddy is golden. Yeah, my dad's a good man. I love my dad. Also, add me on Snapchat, Ian Bick. I'll show you guys this. Here's a snap, Ian Bick. Always post stories and whatnot on there. What else we got? Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit those 3 dots. Hit that like button. It would be very appreciated. No like goes unnoticed. AKA Brett, what's up, man? How you doing? What else we got? Yeah, this is the episode I like. We just dropped this one. Prison Gangbanger. That came out last night. Michael, thank you, man. Appreciate the support. I always try to respond to as many comments and whatnot as possible. Thanks so much. I don't know. I'd have to check that out, Zachary, about the mule one. I'd love some more cartel guys. That would be good. We need some cartel guys. Yeah, we need cartel guys. We need... What else do we need? Mobsters. Some more mobsters would be good. Mobsters would definitely be good. What's up? You guys are a little quiet in the chat right now. Do you guys got anything more for me? Tired. Freeway Rick would be good. Yeah, female cartel would be good. And if you guys know anyone, send them my way. Tell them to DM me on Instagram or fill out our online booking form at ianbick.com. This is actually, speaking of tattoos, this is the logo from the club I used to own, Tuxedo Junction. I got that tatted on me as like a little memory. What else? And let me know, what other stories you want to hear. Every Monday we're going live for story time. I've never been to Canada. I would love to go to Canada. I heard there's some rules about felons going to Canada though, so I have to check that out. But I do have my passport, so that would be kind of like a fun trip. And I really want to make it like a point to go on like a vacation this year. My birthday's in May, the big 29. So, we'll see what happens. But I would love somewhere with like a beach. So for book suggestions, I loved all the fantasy stuff. I read a lot of like James Patterson. That helped me get through it. read a lot of memoirs. I also read like the Harry Potter series, the Hunger Games series. It kept my creativity flowing. Anywhere, I would recommend like any type of movie any type of book that kind of recommends a movie. Most successful prison hustle is probably running the store. There's huge profit margins on that. You just have to make sure people actually pay you. Yeah, a felon can get a passport. Jonathan Easteridge, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, losing their mind in the hole would be a good one, too. Yeah, a felony does not affect you getting a passport whatsoever. I did almost 3 years in prison, which is crazy when you think about it. Hey Matthew, what's up, man? I wouldn't recommend coming on the show if you have an active case. No bueno. But when you get your case concluded, I would, hit us up, my Instagram, Ian_Bick, or reach out to us on our online booking form. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. I'm tired. I'm still recovering from my trip last week. Still got a lot more work to catch up on. But thank you all for tuning in to this week's live. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, Roger Reeves would be good. Make sure you guys tune in to the podcast every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you next Monday for the live. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. And we'll catch you guys next week. And if you need anything, hit up the Instagram DMs, Ian_Bick. Love you guys. And, if you're late to the live, check it out from the beginning when this thing ends. Peace out.